Southeast Asia in general is becoming more popular by investors, those who want to retire in Southeast Asia, and just simply explore this part of the world. Now, one of our favorite locations where our annual event will be again this year, where we're returning, is facing a lot of changes when it comes to their immigration programs. So in this video, let's talk about all the available programs in Malaysia. Hello everyone, my name is Tiana, and as a part of the strategy department here at Nomad Capitalist, we have been working for years on creating plans for high net worth individuals to make sure that they are going where they're treated best. Over the past couple of years, Malaysia has been going through so many changes when it came to their immigration programs. A lot of these changes were driven by the changes in the tax situation that is expected to come in 2026. New programs have been introduced, current ones are being changed, and let's talk about what is it that we have at the moment. So the most popular program Malaysia had was the MM2H, Malaysia My Second Home. Over the years, Sarawak, part of Malaysia, has actually created their own program that was separated from the original MM2H and had slightly different requirements. As of November last year, what is less known is that actual applications for the MM2H have been suspended. The government has been going through so many changes and making policies for the new program that will be introduced again. However, here we are this year and there are no official announcements. What has been released is that the ministry has found out about several issues concerning the agents on the ground in Malaysia who have been going against the rules when it came to actual legalities of the processes. So this is why at the moment all agents on the ground in Malaysia are going through the process of re-registration to make sure they are going through the due diligence again. These due diligence rules are more strict than they were before, mainly because agents have been subletting their licenses to those who are contractors who have not been complying with the rules of the program, and sometimes they didn't even have an office or they haven't even been doing any work for the clients. So Malaysian government at the moment is trying to weed out any of these problems before they actually release all the new rules for the MM2H. The requirements of the MM2H program, as we know it in the past, had required candidates to actually deposit funds in a bank account located in Malaysia. The actual requirements for the deposit and for the rules associated with the program were based on the age of the applicant. There was a certain threshold to be met when it comes to the annual income, and at the moment we have the news that are not yet official, but from now on there will be 3 different categories of the Malaysian program. The 3 main categories of the program will be platinum, gold, and silver. For the platinum, the highest category of the MM2H, applicants would be required to deposit 5 million ringgits in a local bank account. Just like with the old program, a year later, they can withdraw half of it to use for the expenses in the country. Would it be the kids' tuition? Would it be purchasing a home? But half of it will have to remain in the bank account. At this moment, with the conversion rate, the 5 million ringgits would be equal to about $1 million US, which means that $500,000 could be used for the property purchase in Malaysia. This permit would actually give you the opportunity to get the residence permit that would be valid for 15 years with a chance of renewal afterwards. In the meantime, the requirement of your presence in the country would be 60 days per year. So with the previous program, it was the minimum of 90 days in the country, but with these new changes, they are reducing it to 2 months per year. One of the biggest benefits of this platinum category is that actually after you obtain the platinum category of MM2H, you are eligible for the permanent residency in Malaysia. So the second pass would be the gold pass, and it works similarly to the platinum one without as many benefits. So the time requirement for the physical presence in the country would still be 60 days. You can still withdraw half of your funds from the bank account. The main difference is going to be with the amount that you need to deposit. So with the gold pass, what you need to deposit is about 2 million ringgits, which roughly translates to about $420,000 US. The gold pass for MM2H does give you the opportunity to keep the permit for 15 years for you and your dependents, of course, but it does not lead to permanent residency right away. However, the 15-year permit is going to be renewable when 15 years pass, as long as you still maintain the initial requirements. And the third option, if you're not certain that you want to spend 15 years in Malaysia or that you cannot maybe comply with the rules, you can start with the lower threshold, the silver version of the MM2H in Malaysia. The requirements for this permit also will have you spend 60 days in Malaysia. You can withdraw half of your funds, but the duration of the permit will actually be 5 years. The financial prerequisite for the silver pass of MM2H would be depositing 500,000 ringgits, which is roughly about $100,000 US into a Malaysian bank account. So we can see that with with these three options, MM2H program will offer diversification. So for those who actually want to spend more, who see themselves living for a long time in Malaysia, it will be a better option to go for platinum. If they would like to put a little bit less funds into their bank account, then we have the gold. And for those who are not certain how much they actually want to commit to the country, they have the option of doing the silver pass. And of course, once all of these are up, they can switch to a different pass. However, because of the ongoing investigations, we do not have an exact date on when the MM2H applications will be open. So at the moment, if you want to go on the website, you will see that the application is still out there and you can fill out the application. But once you actually get to that point of submission, the government will not receive it. And that was one of the things that was confusing for a lot of people because it seemed like it was still available. The difference is that besides the actual MM2H program, there is Sarawak. And unlike the MM2H that we are talking about right now, Sarawak is still available and you can still submit applications. But Sarawak will require you to spend a month on the island. And if you're spending time in Malaysia, your kids will actually have to be enrolled in school in Sarawak. Following the example of Sarawak, another program is emerging in Malaysia, and that would be Sabah MM2H, which is a different location in Malaysia, about 2,000 miles, Kuala Lumpur, and one of the cheapest actually provinces in Malaysia. So if you're looking for a reduction of the cost of lifestyle, if you're looking for a nice place to settle down in, if you like Southeast Asia and you are fond of nature, different possibilities for adventures and being outdoors, this might be a good solution for you. At the moment, we do not have official regulations on what actually means the eligibility for Sabah program, but what it seems like what has been announced is that the actual entry requirement for the deposit is going to be about $45,000 in a bank deposit, which is still going to be a little bit more expensive than Sarawak, but about 20% of the cost of the actual MM2H. As you can see, there's a lot ongoing in Malaysia. Immigration programs are changing, so the best thing would be to stay tuned and wait for the actual updates on what is going to be happening to these programs in the future. If you have any questions right away, please leave a comment down below and check out the rest of the videos on our channel. If you would like our help to relocate to Malaysia or any other country, visit our website and apply to become our client. Thank you for watching.